Hi, this is Dave Isaacs coming to you from my office here on Music Row in Nashville, Tennessee. And I want to talk today about arranging and how arranging relates to the songwriter. A lot of the work that I do here in this office has to do with working with songwriters and helping them not only learn how to play their songs better on their instrument, on the piano or the guitar, or how to be more expressive performers, but also how to take the ideas that they hear in their heads and be able to articulate that to other musicians more easily, and also to develop their own level of musicianship so that they're capable of not only imagining what something is going to sound and feel like, but also being able to actually articulate that themselves or articulate it in a way that any other player would know exactly what they're looking for. In my experience, there's obviously a whole range of abilities that you can talk about the average songwriter, but there are writers who are fantastic instrumentalists and really great musicians. And then there are some who primarily write lyrics and maybe have an idea of a melody, but generally like to work with somebody who is, by their standard, a stronger musician. And my contention is that even that person, even someone with very, very rudimentary musical skills, has probably has more of an idea in their head of what that finished song is going to sound like than they might even realize. And so my big point to you today is that if you fall into that category, or really no matter where you fall along that continuum, when you're writing, you can always ask yourself, what am I really hearing here? What should this song feel like? There's a phrase I like to use called rhythmic identity, which has to do with the basic feeling or the basic groove of a song. Is it a ballad with a relaxed feeling? Is it a driving song? Is it a mid-tempo, nod your head, snap your fingers kind of feel? Is it dark? Is it light? There's so many adjectives that we could use and so many ways that we can hone in on what a song is going to communicate emotionally and how the music is going to help us do that. If during the writing process you're doing that, you're already beginning the arranging process. Then there's the idea of signature lines, signature licks, musical parts that belong to that song and make that song instantly recognizable. And of course, we can all think of plenty of examples of those. And again, as a writer, if you can come up with that, as opposed to leaving it to the session musicians to do it, number one, you are then being a better and more articulate musician. You have more expressive range and more that you can come up with. And number two, when that song does go to get demoed or cut, what comes back is going to be certainly much closer to what you envisioned in your head because you were able to come up with it yourself and communicate to those players what it was supposed to be. I think it's a very worthwhile goal, and it's something that every writer should be working towards. Whether you have ambitions to perform or not, the idea of being a better musician is going to make you a more skilled songwriter because you have greater expressive potential. You have more that you can work with. When it comes to things like chord vocabulary, you might only know a few simple chords, but you can listen to a melody and have a sense of when the chord is supposed to change, and also just having the understanding that you could have a set of very simple chords that'll work with a melody, and then you could also substitute other chords that might add more interest, that might add more tension. Say you want to underline or really amplify the meaning of a particular word or a particular phrase. Sometimes changing the chord will do that. And sometimes something as simple as just saying, I want more tension in this spot. I want to draw the listener's ear to something that's happening here. I want to catch the listener off guard. I want to surprise the listener in this spot. And by doing that and then making use of the resources that are available to you, of which there are many, there's so much stuff on the internet, books, audiobooks, all kinds of things, exercises, all kinds of things you can do to improve your musicianship, as well as coming and working with somebody like me on this sort of thing. Again, it comes down to asking the questions and really deciding whether you have an idea of what you're looking for. And the more concrete you can be about what it is that you're looking for, the better your chances that you're going to find it. And as you explore and as you experiment, doing things like just tapping out rhythms, giving you a sense of that rhythmic identity, using your voice to get a feel for what a guitar part might sound like, or what a counter melody, say, in a chorus is going to do. I mean, there's any number of ways musically that this is going to shake out. But the voice is one thing that all of us have, and even if we're completely untrained, and even if you don't have a great sense of pitch, the more you use it, the more skilled you become. So my biggest piece of advice is really twofold. One is, if you write with an instrument in your hand, try moving away from the instrument first and find your melody by just using your voice. Then find some of the other musical ideas by just using your voice. And two, just understanding that even if you don't have the tools to express what you're looking for right away, just beginning to ask those questions and to start looking for those answers is the first step in being able to get there. And again, if you're looking for guidance and assistance with that, that's a big part of what I do here. So I hope this has given you some food for thought, and I hope you find this helpful. Again, my name is Dave Isaacs, coming to you from Nashville, Tennessee. My website is nashvilleguitarguru.com. Thanks for watching.